Hi everyone, I am Andrea. Thank you for coming back and checking out my channel, Fall for the Smell. I realized in a lot of my videos, especially my post-week peaks, pits, and plateaus, that I keep referring to Boxycharm, and I have this from Boxycharm, and I had tried this from Boxycharm. And I had subscribed for about a year. I even got a couple of the Boxy Luxe boxes, which are another tier. There's also the premium box now. But then I just had too many items, and the friends that I had given them to, they were starting to subscribe. So I took a break from it last spring, and now I'm ready to try it out again. And one of the reasons that I chose to renew it again is because I kept thinking about it and kept realizing so many of the products that I liked were from my Boxycharm subscription box, but also that I changed departments with my company. My company, the headquarters are here in Kansas City, and it's quite large. We have over 500 employees, but I changed positions with the company, and now I work with the most beautiful, most diverse team. My direct supervisor is Hispanic. I sit next to a girl that is from Thailand, and we have 3 women of color with deep, dark, beautiful, flawless skin that can really rock some of those eyeshadows that a very pale, middle-aged woman such as myself cannot go anywhere near. I can't wear bright yellow with this brassy hair that is sometimes dark and sometimes pink. So I was excited because I noticed that other people were kind of sharing their Ipsies and sharing their Boxycharms. I had heard someone say Allure, so they were bringing in things and kind of setting them out for those of us that were paler than them. So I thought it was really cool, just kind of a little girly time in the day, a couple times a month, where people say, hey, this is awful for me, or I don't use highlighter, or I have too much mascara, do you want it? And thought it was a perfect time for me to try Boxycharm as well. So I am back in it, and I believe from what I can tell on the Boxycharm Facebook group that I joined, that this is a special box for new subscribers, and since I am a resub, I got the same box that they did. I did open it already because I was so excited and I didn't have time to film right away. But I was so disappointed because the item that I was most looking forward to inside this box is this Fairy Tales Storybook Cosmetics palette. They had some other ones come out. You just see the thickness of it and how beautiful it is. I have an English degree, so this is just, it's just like, between this, getting this palette in my hands and having the Alice in Wonderland Scentsy bar, I am like geeking out this week with my book nerdiness. But the unfortunate thing is when I opened up this amazing palette, I got a completely shattered mirror. So I don't want to blind you guys, but it looks like I can get on the, an email to Boxycharm. They just want a picture of the label and with the broken mirror, and hopefully they have enough that they can send me a replacement and not something else, because I truly want this so much that I would probably go to the Storybook Cosmetics website and purchase it. I think it's about $35, and considering the Boxycharm box is $25 for this basic box, I think it's totally going to make me a very happy girl if I can get a replacement. But without blinding you with this broken mirror, just look at those colors. They are just beautiful. They are a mix of, they're mostly warm, but there's some cool in there. I have, I need to wear cool colors, and I don't know, I love everything about this palette. I am a sucker for packaging. I hope that it wears well. Sometimes with some of the palettes that I've gotten in Boxycharm, I have to be really diligent about using an eye primer, which I don't use every day, and then using a setting spray, because there'll be a lot of fallout, making sure I tap my brushes out before I start applying. making sure I do the eyeshadow first before the rest of my face because it goes right underneath my eyes. But this is just beautiful. And there's a quote inside above the mirror that says, "Life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale, Hans Christian Andersen." So stay tuned on if I can get this replaced or not. But I love that these little companies can get some notoriety in Boxycharm. This is a little company, I know they're growing. They're charging a lot for their palettes in Omaha, and that's just up the road from me, 3 hours. So I don't know, I kind of get excited about that kind of stuff. So that is product number 1. And sorry for the long rant. I was just so disappointed because when I started seeing the people in the Facebook group say that that is the palette they were all getting, I was like, yes. So I've seen the Little Red Riding Hood one, and there's a few others, but check it out for yourself on their website. And there are several other products in here, as you can see. There are brushes, and these are beautiful. They're like a rose gold with some spunk. Looks like these brushes are, there's a brightening brush, a complexion brush, and a bronzer brush. And these are by Alamar. I have a couple of these palettes. Usually in the Boxycharm, there is a card, just like my Boutique monthly subscription and my Derm store, that shows everything in the box, but for whatever reason, and it was kind of the hot topic of the group, they didn't put it in this time, and they emailed it, and I haven't gotten the email yet. So don't know what the total value of this box is supposed to be, but these look like some pretty nice brushes. And I have a lot of brushes from Boxycharm. I keep them in cute little mason jars from Michaels, and I use quite a lot of them. But I do like that, I don't know how well you can see, there is netting around this that is keeping it in there, keeping it nice until you're ready to use it. So this is something that I could potentially gift, use as a stocking stuffer, trade with a coworker. So those are really beautiful, and I really like it. They feel soft even through the net on them. And then next item is by First Aid Beauty, and we all know this is not a cheap brand. These are the facial radiance pads. There's 28 in here, and it says help exfoliate, tone, and brighten. So as you can see, it's a decent size. And again, there's no card in here, so that I can tell you right offhand how much this costs, but I am guessing bare minimum $20. So even with just the Storybook Cosmetics palette, I've already gotten my $25 back. So happy to see something name brand like that you can't get at Target. I have to go to Ulta to get it, or Sephora. And then next item is called, this is the Ciate London, I hope I'm saying that right, Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. I've never had a coconut setting powder. This is one of those items that you put your profile in for Boxycharm and say, you know, easy on the brushes, or I don't like eyeshadow, or I want more skincare, but then you kind of get some of the same things over and over. And setting powder is one of them for me. And I have dry skin, so I don't use too much setting powder, and I found that I like the Laura Mercier the best. I can't open this, or I'd show it to you. I need help. But this may go to my best friend or one of my coworkers. I am excited to kind of open it up, or open it when I give it, ask them to open it when I give it to them, to see if it smells like coconut. If you guys have used this one, let me know if I should keep it or pass it on to someone. And we're still going. There are there are 6 items in here. So number 5 is by Pure, and this is their 4-in-1 correcting primer. And this is a decent size. This is the same size as my Smashbox primer that I use often. So it's an entire fluid ounce. And I can't use too much primer, again, because of the dry skin. I tend to use it more in the summer when my skin has a little more oil in it, and if I'm wanting more of a matte look or more of a date night. So I think this is a really generous size, and I think it's, I've got a lot of pure palettes as well, but not sure. I may give this a go and see how it is, and then see if maybe my mom or my best friend wants it. But I don't want to like use these products if I know I'm going to give them away, but this one I may keep it, so we'll see what happens. I also need to see how much of my other primers are left. And then number 6, last item in this box, is an entirely additional palette. And this is a brand that I have not seen and not used, and it's Iconic London. And this is their Day to Slay eyeshadow palette. It says, create endless beautiful looks with these 20 highly pigmented pink, peach, bronze, and gold shades. These velvety soft powders include a mixture of matte shimmers and glitters for flawless day to night looks. I have not opened this, so let's check it out. And you guys know I love anything from London, so it's fun to have a couple of London products in here. But honestly, I'm more excited about the one from Omaha. So it's just a beautiful gold. Let's see. There is a mirror there as well, but these are some gorgeous colors. Look at that. This kind of reminds me of one of the Anastasia palettes. You guys know which one I'm talking about. Modern Renaissance, maybe? But these are really pretty. I wonder how they'll perform. I'm definitely keeping this. I love palettes. One of these days I'll get it together and spread all my palettes out and kind of do a collection video. And I know you're not supposed to collect palettes, but I kind of do. I don't let them go if I really like them. They're very easy to sanitize, just water and rubbing alcohol. You can spray, let it dry. You can do it again if you like. Sometimes those can be donated, sometimes they can't. But like I said, I'm in a situation where I've got sister-in-laws, I've got tons of coworkers, I've got my best friend, I got my mom. So it's pretty easy. I'm very blessed to have 6 boys, and I would not want to have 6 girls, but it would be wonderful if maybe you have a daughter or 6 daughters and you could all kind of pass these things to one another if you didn't care for it. But I'm just gonna dip my finger in and see how it goes. That's a pretty good color payoff on my frighteningly white wrist there. Christopher and I need to get out and hike as soon as the weather warms up, because I kind of startled myself. We went to the ballet on Valentine's Day, and it was one of those bathrooms where it's just bright, bright, bright after you've been sitting in the dark, and I kind of startled myself. I was so pale in my bright red dress. But that is the Boxycharm box that I got just yesterday. And like I said, there's Facebook groups for Boxycharm, or if you're interested you can do just seeing what's going to be in your box by joining those groups. You can see what variations, because not everyone gets the same thing. They share the shipping weight and then pictures of what's inside the box, so it's kind of a spoiler, but I knew a week ahead of time and then thought about it for a minute and decided to do it because of the storybook box. But I'm going to keep doing Boxycharm for some time. I had enjoyed it for a year, as I said. So if you are interested, you can get it for just a month and check it out. You might even be able to get on today and get this exact same box, or you can just kind of be a lurker and join a group and just check it out if you don't have Boxycharm yourself. But that is all I have for today. I want to thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening with your family and friends. Bye-bye now.